Welcome to another episode of the Building Bridges Gateway program, coming to you from A9 TV Istanbul. Our goal is to bring peace, love and brotherhood to all mankind, regardless faith, race or nationality. Today we have a very distinguished guest and I let my friend Oktar to introduce him now.
Our distinguished guest is Mr. Gidi Grinstein. Gidi Grinstein is the president and the founder of the Reut Institute, a non-partisan, non-profit strategy group that aims to sustain significant and substantive impact on Israel and the Jewish world under the banner of 21st century Zionism. Reut was described as one of the premier Israel policy research centers by New York Times columnist Thomas Friedman. Before founding Reut, Mr. Grinstein served as secretary and coordinator of the Israeli negotiation team on the permanent status agreement between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization in the office and the later bureau of Prime Minister Ehud Barak. He was the youngest member of the Israel delegation at that time. In addition, he was the founder of the Yesodot Group for Reforming Israeli Governance, a member of the Cold Door Group for Global Jewish Peoplehood, a member of Israel 2025, Scenarios for Future Developments, and a founding member of a group that worked to realize the vision of the Bright Right Israel program. Mr. Grinstein, welcome. It's a pleasure and honor to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Grinstein, the first question is coming from me. Can you tell us about your views on the latest situation in Gaza? Fortunately, the latest problem has been resolved without further bloodshed. Do you think we can see this is a good sign for the future of the peace between Israelis and the Palestinians? What do you think can be done to ensure a permanent peace between the two sides?
I hope, and it's more a hope than a knowledge or analysis, that the last round of violence in Gaza is a step in the direction of establishing coexistence between Israel and Gaza around the existing borders. Let me just give you a little bit of a background in order to understand why I'm that perspective. In 2005, actually in August 2005, Israel unilaterally ended its physical and political presence in Gaza. Since that moment onward, which means for more than 7 years, Israel has no territorial claims whatsoever with regard to Gaza. In January 2006, Hamas won the elections for the Palestinian. Hamas won the Palestinian elections, and a year and a half later, in June 2007, it basically overthrew the Palestinian Authority and took over Gaza. The first step that they did was to negate the existing agreements with Israel and to declare their intention to fight Israel to the bitter end. So we are now into the 5th year of that ideology being played out, and it's been a few rounds of violence. And I hope that what we're seeing right now is a calibration of expectations on the Hamas, on the Gaza side, and the understanding that they are better off beginning to live with Israel, alongside Israel, than to fight Israel all the time. This is my hope for Gaza. With regard to the West Bank, I believe, and this is a minority view in Israel, I have to say, that the declaration of the Palestinian statehood has been a step in the right direction for the Palestinians. And hopefully, I hope that the next government that will be elected in Israel in January will take the next step of actually recognizing the Palestinian Authority as a state and working with that state to resolve the outstanding issues between the State of Israel and the would-be Palestinian state.
Very good. Jay, can we have your comment, please?
Yeah, well, I would agree with Mr. Grinstein that the only way they're going to have peace in the area is to work together and to be able to live together. The way Hamas went at it, and I can agree there too, is they've had the stance that it's all or nothing, and that in itself is counterproductive to any peace. It doesn't matter where you're at on Earth. That's not a good option to look at when you're looking at a peaceful existence. The ceasefire, I think, has there's been a few little incidents here and there, but I know I've heard a few people say, well, the government did this or the government did this. Well, a lot of the things that have happened, these incidents here and there, haven't been the governments. They've been individuals So the ceasefire did work and is working so far, which I think is definitely a move in the right direction. Just the fact that we have the amount of time we've had already shows that there's being a lot of effort on both sides, I think, to get this resolved. But the recognition of Palestine, I think, is a big step in the right direction. When you go from a step of being called everybody a terrorist to accepting them as a state, to saying yes, we recognize you, that is a big step anywhere. So I think we've seen some really good progressions in the area, and there are talks going on now, and exchanging talk to me is a lot better than exchanging bombs or bullets. So I think it's going in the right direction.
Yes, I mean, everybody has the right to live there, and Israelis definitely have the right to live in the area, and that is actually given in the Quran. And Allah says, we developed you in the holy place where Allah has ordained for you, so that means Israelis will be there until the last day, but so are the Christians and Muslims will live in peace. There is no reason for conflict, bloodshed, and violence.